All right, it is time now once again for the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast. My name is Elias Mellis, but you can call me Eli for short. And who is this incredibly super strong lady to my right?
Well, thank you, babe. I am your girlfriend, Dawn Ledgerwood.
You're very welcome, babe. You are my girlfriend, Dawn Ledgerwood, and you are very strong, babe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes, it's hard to think, or realize how strong you are until somebody else recognizes it when they see you in one of those critical moments where you might have broken and they see the strength in you. So I think that's what he's saying is like, over it all, I've been so strong and I fight so much. So I think that's what you're saying is that you appreciate that in me.
Absolutely. That just goes without saying. Anyway, let's get right to it, babe, because we have a great show to present here today. Welcome back to another episode of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast. This is episode number 51, and today we're talking about something that a lot of couples experience, but maybe don't always talk about openly. Dogs are very therapeutic in relationships. And you know what, babe? A dog can completely change the emotional environment of a household. They lower stress, they create routine, they encourage empathy, and sometimes they even help couples reconnect with each other. For Dawn and I, dogs have been a huge part of our relationship dynamic. They bring comfort, laughter, responsibility, and honestly, sometimes even perspective. So today...
And can I add companionship?
Absolutely. So today, we're going to talk about why dogs have such a powerful emotional impact on relationships, and why so many therapists actually encourage couples to spend time around animals. But before we get to that, babe, as always, we need to start up with our wonderful, amazing, super monologue. Because there's always something going on here at our organization, the GNA, which is short for Genuine Networking Association. How's the past week been, babe? It's been an interesting...
It's been busy, but it's been a great week.
Yeah.
Like I've said in the past, I'm going to pretty much let him talk about what's going on with the GNA kind of in the back, So I'm going to go over my week, in our week together. And it was a great week. I don't think we had too many things going on that were required throughout the week. It was all just fun stuff. And over this past weekend, which we are recording on March 9th.
Yeah, this week we're actually recording on Monday, March 9th. Something came up yesterday, and we decided to just end up taking the entire day off. I didn't even produce any content on YouTube yesterday.
Yeah, which was nice.
It was nice. I pretty much took the entire weekend off, which is very, very rare, but I think I'm going to start doing that more often.
Yeah. I would love that.
I bet you would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but we went down to Hollister, which is my hometown, where I used to live before I met Eli and moved to Redwood City. So it was really nice to see a lot of my friends. We did a barbecue, and there was just a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. And I mean, it was actually beautiful. It was beautiful to see these friendships that, we don't do on a daily basis anymore because people have moved or, retired or whatever.
Right.
And to see us all come back. And the only thing that made me sad was to not see the people that we've lost in the last few years. So that makes me appreciate everybody that was there so much more.
Yeah. It was a very emotionally taxing.
Yes, but it was a beautiful day outside. Lots of people, lots of animals, which we're talking about today. People had their animals there. Just that's what they do in Hollister. They bring their animals everywhere. So yeah, it just shows that they are important. They're important enough to bring as their +1 to a barbecue, you know?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I just wanted to share that.
We're so protective of our dogs that we don't want to bring them in that type of environment because they're so domesticated that, they're very protective of you especially. And we don't want them attacking any other dogs or anything. I think they would probably sniff them out and settle down. I just, I don't, it's traveling with you and the 2 dogs, an hour away is a challenge. No disrespect intended.
And could you imagine driving the road we drove with the 2 dogs?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, it was a windy, narrow road, that was not paved very well. And
it hadn't been paved in a while. It was just, it needs help.
Yeah. Well, it's on a hill. So you do have to keep up that because the hill is constantly shifting.
Absolutely.
So that's why there's like ups and downs.
Landslides and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that wasn't that bad. I mean, it actually was a good way to go in to the event we were going to.
Yeah. We took a little bit of a different route to try to avoid going through the city, and we ended up going out in the outskirts. We took like the back way, but we made it there, and it was at a campsite, and it was nice to be out there in the wilderness and to hang out with such amazing people. I've met many of those people before. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I talk about the friends we get in the backyard with the deer. I was amazed. I mean, there was probably like 50 people around gathering and all the other people in that campsite area. And these deer were like coming out and just sunbathing in the middle of the grass there. They were so acclimated to humans. It was bizarre. It was like almost weird.
Well, we practically stole their land. It's their land.
Well, of course. But I'm saying they don't usually acculate to people.
Acclimate?
Yeah, I'm sorry, acclimate.
It's okay.
But I've even noticed ours here. They'll come into our backyard while the neighbor in the other backyard is doing like crazy construction that's loud and and they usually run away from sound. So it's just crazy.
Used to it.
Huh?
They're used to it.
Yeah. It's just, wow. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. So.
Did you see Bambi out there?
I saw Bambi. I think I saw Thumper.
Thumper.
I'm just glad I didn't see like Simba or Mufasa.
I'm glad we didn't run into Yogi while we were out there. There are bears in those areas.
Not in Hollister.
There are no bears at all in the Hollister Hills or anything?
No.
You don't think so? No?
No.
Okay. You never know.
A lot of snakes.
We didn't see any rattlesnakes.
Yeah, but actually it's crazy. In Piscinus out there, that's not where we went, but it's the general area.
We were very close to Piscinus.
Yes. That's where like we've got a bunch of tarantulas. And during September is, I guess, when
the rattlesnakes eat them, right?
Well, yeah, I think so, but that's not my point. Is that they have all their babies in September, like that time of year. So you will actually see like so many, 100. I swear, Trent. Say the word. Those big spiders. Tarantulas walking just across the street, like I don't even know.
There could be like black widows and all that too, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, but yeah, it's crazy to go out there and see that. I'm like, never again.
Yeah, some of those are even venomous too, so you got to be real careful.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. Who likes spiders, really?
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of spiders. I've had a few spider bites in my life, and let me tell you, they're little bites, but they hurt like a beep. Let's just say beep, because we're trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at my profanity and stuff like that. But anyway, anything else, babe? We had a really great time.
Just a beautiful weekend and a pretty low key week for me. I think I had like one appointment. Besides my therapist, it was really, really low key. We just were out and doing things for ourselves, really.
And I was resting most of the week. I have chronic constipation that I deal with, and sometimes it hits me harder than other times. And I took the week. I didn't take the entire week off, but I didn't create as much content on the YouTube side of things, just to rest, spend time with my lady, and there were a bunch of things to do around the house. We've had some projects to do, like our shower wasn't getting warm.
Randomly, like it worked the day before.
I realized that every now and then, sometimes some sediment or even some paper gets through the pipes, and it clogs your every shower nowadays, every modern shower head nowadays has a restrictor, because if not, you're going to have excessive water pressure. You're going to be wasting a lot of water, and it's also too much. It's too crazy. Some people like it that way. We don't.
Well, I like it like kind of a strong, string,
but not overly strong.
But nothing that's going to knock me across the shower.
Well, yeah. Without the restrictor, that would probably happen. It would probably knock you off. And so, I fixed that. I did some other maintenance around the house. And, when you live with two dogs, you have to constantly clean. Dogs will scratch things every now and then. You have to repair things. It is what it is. That's just the price of.
It's just constant life. It's living.
Yeah.
And just keeping up with that, I think. And, so yeah, a lot of things that we needed to do for a while, he was able to get done. And he wasn't as stressed as like to try to fit it in the day as he was before. He just kind of like, honestly, babe, I didn't even know that that night you were like looking for those kind of things for the repairs and stuff. And I woke up and you told me, and I was like, wow, that's a great idea. And when it came later that day, boom. Like,
yeah, no, some floor repairs, some door repairs. Dogs scratch things up, so you get the right stuff. And thank God for Amazon, and thank you for China, because you can get things much cheaper still, even with the supposed tariffs. China is still they're great at producing.
I think they've just
products.
On average gone up about $5.
Yeah, some things have gone up a little bit, but it's not as crazy as other things. More so in the supermarket, food items and stuff like
Coffee.
that. Gas is now starting to go back up because of the current war and stuff. The current stuff that Trump is doing, but we're not going to get into that today. But anyway, anything else besides that, Dave?
I don't think so.
Let's see here. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to turn off our camera for a second and show the background. So I'm blocking Buster. I created a special background for the people that are watching us on YouTube.
Those are my babies.
Hold on. Okay, there we go. That's Bochi and Buster right there. They're actually in the studio here with us today, and every so often I will hold up Buster. I'll grab him in a second here and show you folks, and then Bochi will probably make an appearance. But Bochi's like, hey, bald man, you're using my image without my permission. That's my copyright.
That's my copyright.
I'm going to sue you.
I'll see you in court.
I'm going to sue you for using my image as your background.
Oh, Bochi, God. Could you imagine?
Bochi, I'm claiming fair use. I've spent enough money on you,
dude,
regarding vet bills and all that.
Bochi, I've got your copyright. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm going to register that with the U.S. Library of Congress, the U.S. Copyright Office. That's Bochi voice.
I want to know, do they have one of those for dogs?
No. There are laws to protect animals, though, from abuse, but that's about it. I'm sorry, Bochi, you're not protected from copyright.
Sorry, kiddos.
Actually, we own the copyright.
Yeah.
To
we took the pictures.
Yeah, that's our. Actually, I took the picture
at my old home.
What's that?
At the home I lived before.
No, this is here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I see how the carpet is there.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's turn the camera back on. Make sure. Oops. Hang on a second here.
Oh, I love that. Look at how I'm sitting. And it's like Bochi's head is like in my lap almost. He's like right next to me.
We're not in sync. Hold on a second here. There we go. Sometimes OBS, when you switch stuff off and on, you get a little out of sync. But see, I noticed it right away. See, I fixed it.
Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead and continue here. Babe, one of the interesting things about dogs is that they naturally bring people into the present moment. Dogs don't live in yesterday. They don't worry about tomorrow. They exist right now. And when couples interact with a dog together, something interesting happens. The focus shifts away from conflict and towards shared care and shared joy. Think about the small things dogs do that influence relationships. They greet you with excitement when you come home. They do that. Babe. Every time.
Every time.
Right. They encourage people to go outside for walks. They create daily routines. They bring laughter through silly behavior, and they're both very silly. The big one barks at the TV.
Well, I think we've gotten that under control now. Semi, but
he still barks, but it's cool. It's fun to watch him do it.
Yes.
Bochi thinks the TV is like a real window
to the outside world.
The outside world. And when a dog shows up in high definition, he goes and barks at it.
Yeah. He thinks it's at our back window or
trying to break into the house.
Yeah. Or if there are people that are angry, yelling at each other on TV, anything kind of aggressive.
Right.
He doesn't like that. And, I get it. He's there to protect us. And if he has this window and he sees these people like outside, of course he's going to be like going ape shit crazy, And I swear, these dogs are like the Secret Service with me. They surround me. Nobody can touch me when these dogs are.
That includes me.
That includes, Eli.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. They offer comfort during stressful moments, and those little things actually create emotional bonding moments between people. Many therapists even talk about how animals help regulate emotions. If someone is stressed or upset, petting a dog can actually reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and increase oxytocin, the bonding hormone.
It's the love hormone.
That's right, the love hormone is what they call it. Right.
And if you stare into your dog's eyes, that actually releases the oxytocin.
Right.
Just like you were looking into another human's eyes, reaching their soul almost, and connecting. And what I love about it is the unconditional love.
Right.
They don't know any better. They don't know if mom is harming herself. They don't know if mom's off a little bit at first, but then they pick up on it right away. It's like, I just have to say the tone of my voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And then it's funny because Eli will be calm and he'll just start to walk to the other side of the couch to whether or not he's going to get something over there or come in to give me a kiss. Mm-hmm. Those dogs go crazy.
Right.
Yeah, they are so protective and loving.
Absolutely. In other words, dogs biologically help humans calm down. And when two people in a relationship feel calmer, communication naturally improves. Dogs also teach something else that relationships need: patience. Dogs require consistency, care, attention, and teamwork. When couples work together, taking care of a dog, they're actually practicing the same skills that make relationships stronger. So, Dawn, when you think about dogs and relationships, what do you think makes dogs so emotionally powerful for couples? That's a great question.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with the comfort that the dog will give to both people. When you are in a relationship with another person and there's a dog, if there is constant anxiety, excuse me, and tension between the quote unquote parents of the dog, that causes the dog to have anxiety.
Oh yeah, massive anxiety. And Bochi has massive anxiety at
and
times.
if your dog has too much anxiety, they actually start harming. They lick themselves. They give themselves hot spots. They don't eat. They get skinny because they're going through a depression, just like human beings are.
Our dogs are super healthy, though. They're in great shape. They've never been fat or skinny. They get the right amount of food. The food that before you moved in here a little over 3 years ago, about 3.5 years ago, you were already getting them a taste of the wild smoked salmon flavor, and I've kept that up. They have some of the best food. They have fresh water every day.
Yeah.
One of those automatic, like those, Alhambra water, things that you have at the offices. They make those for pets now. Automatic water dispensers is what they are.
And it's
they work
funny.
off of gravity.
It was funny. It was like this weekend, like all the water things went out. The shower went out on Saturday.
The old water dispenser finally stopped working.
Yeah.
The lid, after you've had that thing before you even moved in here.
I've had it about 7 years.
So, I couldn't find a spare lid part, so I just bought a new one. That was a 1 gallon one. This one is 2.5 gallons. This thing has a lot of water capacity.
It's massive.
It's fantastic, though. I mean, we don't have to fill it for days, but I typically will not go more than a day or two because I like to keep the water very fresh for the dogs. After a while, even water can get a little stale, even though it's not bad. I like to have it nice and fresh for them.
Yeah. I mean, the water here is great in Redwood City.
It is.
But in Hollister, not good at all.
You had to buy bottled water for the dogs.
I bought the gallon Crystal Geyser. I would go to the Dollar Tree because they were $1 there, and I would just buy 6 or 8 and take them home. And in fact, my ex, he was security, and he worked in a large building, and they had purified water dispensers. And so he would fill up those 1 gallon things. I mean, it's water. It's not really stealing, right? He could have drank that water too that night.
Sure.
So yeah. So, I mean, we had to do that, but that's how much, like he says, you buy the good food, you give the good water, the good attention, the love, and your dog is going to last, I guarantee you, 2.5 more years than if your dog is stressed, miserable, and unloved.
Absolutely. Now, before we get to, we have 10 questions here that I'm going to ask you. Let me get Buster here a second.
Buster, look over at the camera.
There's Buster.
Buster Brown.
He's so healthy. Look at this guy. Look at how healthy he is. He's like,
you just woke me up.
He was
bald
sleeping.
Man.
And I'm away from the mic, but it's okay. They'll hear me anyway. There's the little guy. And these guys are just amazing. We love these guys so much.
He's sitting on your lap like a child.
Yeah. And Bochi will make his appearance at some point.
Here, Bobo. Come see Mama. Come on. This
All right.
way. Oh, come on.
Bochi, you want to come here a second?
Come on. Come on. Can you give Mama a kiss? Yes? Come on. Come on up. He's really camera shy. Come on, up here. Okay. Hi, guys.
Okay, there he goes.
Hi, guys.
There he goes.
Hi there. Mommy, why are you doing this to me?
Good boy.
Good boys. You won't put me down.
Yeah. Both of our dogs are doing very well. Bochi's 10 and Buster is 9 now, huh, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're in absolute perfect shape for their age. I'll tell you, these dogs have made a huge difference in our relationship, in our life, in my life, in your life. And as we go through these questions here and through the show, the second half, we've got 3 Reddit postings that are fantastic.
Okay.
It's amazing what people are saying. You'll see that in a bit. We'll go over that and share our thoughts. But I'll tell you, let me just say one thing real quick.
Uh-huh.
When you were in the hospital for a few weeks, this was when you had the 3 cluster seizures. Even though you were right down the street here at Sequoia Hospital, like half a mile away or less than that, I'd have to come home every night, and you were there and you weren't here. And having these dogs here, knowing that they're your dogs before I inherited them when you moved in, it made it a little bit easier to pass that time and to not worry as much. Of course, I always worry about people I care for, especially the love of my life. But yeah, I mean, these 2 guys, yes, have they driven me crazy?
Oh, God, me too.
Have they driven her crazy? Do they make a mess every now and then? Do they scratch things? I mean, they're well-mannered, well-behaved dogs, but every dog's not perfect.
So, yeah.
But we love them, and
They're
that just comes
like,
with the territory. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're just like our children. And when you
Exactly.
think about it, it's the same kind of thing. The discipline, the routine, all of that. Sorry,
Absolutely.
guys. But it is like that. And they just don't talk back, which is kind of nice. Well, although Bochi talks back a little bit.
I've learned to speak Bochi's language. Like, he speaks dog, he'll growl, or, he'll purr, like you say, when you rub his belly. He likes belly rubs, and he likes massages, especially now he's getting older. And Bochi has always been a great stretcher. Every time he gets up, he stretches, and that's what even human beings are supposed to do. We're supposed to stretch every day.
Mm-hmm.
And most of us don't do that. That's why we end up having issues. That's why that big dog right there is so healthy at 10 years old, huh, baby?
Yeah. And he has genuinely been loved since the day that I got him. He's had, I've had a lot of, I'm not saying boyfriends. I'm saying I have a lot of people in my life that have dogs and stuff. And so when I got Bochi, I was just like, yay, I'm part of the dog group,
Mm-hmm.
And it just made everything feel complete. And about 2.5 years into the relationship with my ex, he's like, I just want a floppy-eared, chill dog, and so we get Buster, and he is exactly the opposite of being like a sleepy, long-haired.
Buster's like the Mighty Mouse of little dogs. Like, he's 15 pounds, but he is probably Scrappy Doo.
I should have named him Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy Doo. He's like Scrappy Doo, and basically, he's probably one of the strongest 15-pound dogs in the world. Like, Bochi's 45 pounds, 3 times his size, and he's not afraid to play with Bochi, and Bochi would never hurt, and Bochi could. Obviously, he's 3 times bigger, but even Bochi respects Buster because he's such a strong little dog.
And Bochi is such a big brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when, because we free range feed the dogs. We just leave a bowl in their water dispenser. And they've never been like in a shelter or anything. So they've never felt the need to like rummage their food really fast
Right.
to fight for it with other dogs. So leaving it out free range, my dogs really don't overeat.
They don't.
But
They eat when they need to eat.
like Bochi is so polite that he will wait until Buster's done eating before he even goes over there. He's like, already, little bro, you get yours, and then I'll get the leftovers.
I'll get mine afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible to watch them and actually watch how actually like comparable we actually are a lot alike.
Yeah. Well, let's get to these 10 questions because we want to end up getting the second part of the show and get them through before the restroom break is coming. 20, 25 minutes. We're good. All right, babe. Question number 1. What do you think dogs bring emotionally into a relationship that humans sometimes struggle to bring?
I think dogs bring in less chaos and less drama. I mean, that's the biggest thing. With a person, I mean, it just comes with some drama. Nobody is going to be like June and Ward Cleaver and just, okay, baby, okay, honey. Like, there's going to be tension. And when people come in, it's because they can verbalize how they fucking feel. You know, dogs come into an environment already calm, you know, not like ready to attack. And so that's why I think a lot of people do bring dogs. And, you know, a lot of people, even myself at times, have used my dogs as an excuse to go home because I needed that kind of like quietness in my brain. You know, I just needed to go home, lay in bed and cuddle the dogs.
Absolutely. I think they bring emotion, period, into the situation where in many relationships that I've seen through some of my friends and other people that I know, a lot of the men are emotionally closed off, and that is not good for your lady. Like, women do not want you to be emotionally closed off. They don't want you to be an emotional basket case either. But they want you to be in touch with your emotions and have empathy. And, you know, for me, I don't lack in any of that. Dawn knows that. She, as a matter of fact, I'm maybe too nice at times, or sometimes I get a little too emotional, not in the bad way, but in the protective, caring way. And I can be that way at times with Dawn because I know what she's been through, and I just want to take all her pain away. And I have to learn to understand that no matter how hard I try, I can get some of the pain away, but she has to figure out the rest on her own. And she probably gets, you know, some of that, you know, relief from the dogs.
Dogs are literally the best like therapists in the world. I mean, they don't necessarily, they can't give you advice back, but they listen to you. They let you talk. And at the end of it, they love you. They come up, they give you a kiss, they lay in your lap. You know, they don't care. They love you anyway. It's just straight, unconditional love.
Absolutely. Number 2, baby. Question number 2. Why do dogs seem to calm people down so quickly when they're stressed or upset?
Dogs genuinely have a calmness about them. I feel they do. Mm-hmm. Yes, there are breeds that are crazy yappers, whatever. But still, that's the kind of energy maybe that person needs. Maybe they need that chaos, but they don't want chaos with humans. You know, that could actually cause more damage in a person's life than just having a like little tiff with your dog. But see, your dog's not going to ever get mad at you. So there'll be no tiff.
Yeah. And, you know, when dogs sense their stress, or if they sense like you're speaking in a stronger tone of voice, doesn't mean you're necessarily arguing, but when they sense or hear a tonality shift in your voice, they go into protective mode, right? Like sometimes when you're talking a little louder to me or I'm talking a little louder to you to emphasize a point, sometimes these guys will start to bark, or sometimes even if I'm just, walking over to give you a kiss or something, then they start to come over there and they try to protect you. And then they back off and they let me give you a kiss because they know, they assert their position.
They're like, okay, just don't cross the line, dude. I'm going to give you an inch. Don't take a mile.
Right. They're showing you that, hey, we're still here if you need us. But then they back off and say, we understand. This is your man and he loves you. And as long as he doesn't hurt you, we're going to back off and let it be.
Mm-hmm.
I think they get jealous too because.
Oh my God.
They get jealous of me.
The biggest jelly bellies out there. I mean.
Yeah.
I literally will be sitting on the couch and Buster's always on the couch with me. And so I'll start petting him and talking to him. And then Bochi's like, excuse you? Like, what are you doing? Come give me attention. So, go on.
Yeah, question 3. Do you think taking care of a dog together helps couples build teamwork?
Yes.
Amen.
Teamwork and discipline, routine in the house.
Yeah, it's almost like raising kids, but not quite, because with dogs you can leave them at home when you go out, and with kids, with till they get to a certain age, you can't do that. But yeah, I mean, taking care of these dogs together with you, to me, makes it feel more like a true family bond. Like, I'm not saying we're not family without the dogs, but having the dogs, it brings more of that constant family bond that we both are very big on.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's another thing. Families that have dogs in other homes, like siblings, and just then to be able to bring your dogs together, it's like extended family. You're bringing over, and it's just one big happy family.
Absolutely.
Now, that's if your dogs can get along. Bochi, his biggest problem is his actual legitimate brother from the same litter, which my daughter has. And it wasn't so much Bochi as it was my daughter's dog that just didn't want to be bothered with anything.
And his name is Mickey.
What?
His name is Mickey.
His name is Mickey, yes. After Mickey Mouse.
She named the dog after Mickey Mouse. We're not going to.
She's a huge Disney fan. I mean, give me a break.
You told me one time when you
named my dogs after the Giants.
Oh yeah, absolutely. After Bruce Bochy and Buster Posey. Bruce Bochy's back, as part of the management team, not the general manager, as part of the management team of the Giants, and
we all know Buster Posey.
Yeah. Buster Posey's still around. Great guys, and that's who your dogs are both named after.
I wanted to say quick.
Yeah.
But when Eli and I started dating, if he didn't like dogs or didn't want us to keep dogs, that would have been a deal breaker.
Absolutely.
Absolute deal breaker.
Yeah, and going back to Bochy's blood brother, Mickey, that is your daughter's dog. One time back in the days, many years ago, before we even started dating, you brought Bochy over there, and Mickey tried to attack Bochy, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Bochy just kept kind of like trying to play.
Yeah.
He kept getting down, like, and doing his paw thing that he does. But Mickey was just like, I don't want to have you.
They probably don't even know they're brothers.
Nah, they don't know that.
They probably have no idea they came from the same litter, and they're both actually, biological brothers
that don't look anything alike. I mean, Mickey is like solid white and like skinny face. But what I've been told is their mama had, she kind of went around the block and had intercourse with a lot of different dogs. And I didn't realize that all of that can mix up. You can get pregnant, like from a lab and also a chihuahua. And then you have this mixed crazy dog. It's just like people.
Yeah. But anyway, who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll bring Bochi over to see Mickey again.
Nah,
that would be interesting. I
Nah.
would love that.
I love my dog too much to torture him with his own brother.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Fair enough.
Question number 4. Why do daily routines like walking a dog actually help strengthen relationships?
It's just like it goes back to routine. It goes back to, you get out, you spend time. Like when a dog wants to do that and go out and walk with their human, it does create a family-like setting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an outing for the kids.
Yeah.
This is their outing. Going to the dog park, going to just a walk down the neighborhood.
Right.
Like he said, though, he would totally take him on his walking. But how is he going to hold Bochi and a walking stick
and then deal with that 35-pound version of Bochi that comes out and barks? It would be too
It'd be
much.
a hot mess.
I would be on the ground.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to hold.
Camera would be broken.
Everything would be messed up.
Yeah. So if we take Bochi out, it's going to be somewhere where there's not an excessive, like a lot of dogs he has to get used to. It might even be something like a trail.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you see too many dogs on the Bear Island Trail, do you?
You're not allowed to have dogs on there, but
Well,
people do bring dogs on there every so often, but that's no dogs allowed on that trail.
Okay, well, we'll find one.
Yeah.
That's not discriminatory.
We will find
one that is not discriminatory.
Yeah. No worries. All right. Question number 5. Do dogs help people become more compassionate partners?
I would think so. It's just, it like sitting on the couch with your spouse or partner, and then you guys have those dogs in your lap and you're watching a movie, and it creates a family. It's just
right.
It's comfort. It's chaos free, drama free, just, nice, peaceful setting for your family to bond.
Right. No, I agree. You look at a dog, and when they're calm and they're just hanging out with you and they're wagging their tail, and then you just start to realize that all the noise in this world, the drama and craziness that surrounds us and that we have allowed to consume us at times doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to basically, turn off the craziness in the world and focus on what's positive and what's calm and decent.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs help you stay grounded and decent, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There are people that don't treat their dogs the same way we're talking about, and that will affect the dog.
Absolutely.
That will, if you are angry, yelling, abusive, like, what do you expect? The dog is going to act like that.
How protective am I of your dogs?
Pretty damn.
Almost as protective as you.
Yeah.
I know how much they mean to you, how much they mean to me. I try to protect these dogs from themselves. I try to protect Dawn from herself. It's like when I love hard.
Mm-hmm.
And the same with you.
Yeah. When you fall, you fall.
Yeah. When you fall or when you love hard. And anyway, let's continue. Question number 6. Why do dogs often seem to sense when someone in the household is having a bad day? They do that.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that earlier, that, tonality matters. If I start walking towards you, they check me. Like it's really interesting.
Well, and it's funny because it's like sometimes when we get home, if it's been a crazy day and it's like, I'm tired, and he's like, I got to get for a walk, and it just feels like a little tension because you're hurrying and I'm just like.
They can sense the tension rising.
Yeah. And excuse me. And those days, Bochi will go lay on his big Great Dane bed and just let things happen. but one eye and one ear open.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we stop and the tonality gets pretty, it's good, it's even.
They calm down.
They calm down, they come over and they cuddle you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you recognize how your behavior is affecting your dog's behavior, then there's going to be a better relationship.
And that's what I've tried to do because I'm not saying I'm perfect. Nobody is. But at age 52, I've gotten a pretty good grip on my emotional self-control. No one's perfect. I've lost it a time or two. We all have. But I, at least at this point, I feel pretty grounded to the point of where I want to be there for my lady and the dogs, and me staying calm allows the rest of them to stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I've worked on. But what's really helped me stay that way is these dogs.
Yeah.
Especially when Dawn is dealing with things that just any average everyday woman goes through. She's dealt with some more serious things that some women haven't dealt with. And then she needs me more during those times to be cool and calm. And these dogs help keep me regulated to be able to give Dawn what she needs during those times. So,
and I think it helps you, especially to kind of slow down your brain. When you sit down on the ground with Bochi and kind of lay there at night watching TV, I've noticed that your stress level will be here at first, and then it's totally like better. This. Well, you're stretching it out, but that's not your stress level. You're, coming down. You're decompressing the day. And I can see that you still have tension because you talk a lot.
I do.
At the beginning.
Yep.
And then you'll get into the show more, and it just seems a lot calmer. And I just think with you laying down there with him, petting him, that just helps you.
It's a win-win for him and I. And you and everyone. Everyone wins.
Yeah.
Question 7. This is good. Can dogs help reduce arguments simply by changing the emotional atmosphere in a home? Yes. Yes?
Well, sometimes when we argue.
Argue? When do we argue? We have a disagreement.
What?
I really don't like that word because I don't try to argue ever. You're the lady.
I'm just using a word, okay?
Yeah,
I'm
call
sorry.
it arguing. It's all good.
But my point is that Bochi will get in between us. Even though there's nothing physical happening and just yelling, he will stand in between us and he will look at Eli like, I dare you, motherfucker. Like, I dare you to go at her.
There's no point to listen, one thing guys need to learn, and we're going to teach them that here at the GNA, is that there's no point to arguing a woman. You're going to have disagreements. This is why I call it a disagreement, because I don't argue. That doesn't mean I'm going to agree with everything that Dawn says or does, and vice versa. She's not going to always agree with everything I say or do. Even when we have a disagreement, the tonality is going to shift a little bit, not in a outrageously crazy, strong tone of voice, but it's going to be a little bit stronger than the norm. And dogs can even pick up a subtle tonality change, even if it's just a little bit slightly of a higher octave than normal. They pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they pick up on that and they start to bark, or they come close to me, or they go to protect mama or something, right? That makes us both step back for a second and be like, okay, let's just tone it down even a little more. It's a serious conversation, needs to be done, needs to be discussed. But let's just talk about a very, very cool, calm, and collected. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Question 8. Why do people often say a dog feels like another member of the family?
They are a responsibility.
They are a member of the family.
When you take a dog in, you are making a long-term commitment. Mm-hmm. Not as long as kids, but still you have to go into it knowing that you're going to have to change your regimen and your lifestyle to coexist with a dog. That means, getting up at 5 a.m. when they have to pee and taking them out. That means, getting up and feeding them exactly the same time, or, taking them out, at certain times, and just, even if they don't have to go, you just like, all right, time to go outside. And, it's just, it gets them up, gets them exercise. And yeah, I mean, it's just, it makes a lot of things a lot easier. And I just quickly want to say, this does not exclusively go to just dogs. Cats are a wonderful companion.
Cats
for
are
people.
the next best thing. I think dogs are the absolute best. I know a lot of other people out there, they prefer cats. They're both very therapeutic, very good. The thing is, dogs will come up to you, wag their tail, they'll play with you. They're more active. Cats are more like very, they're typically calm, and they walk around slowly, and they're always on edge, and they always think something suspicious is going on, and they just roam around, and then they come back when they feel like it. Dogs, when you come home, they're jumping on you, they're wagging their tail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I go and take a walk, and I do my Walking with Purpose streams on YouTube, and let's say I'm getting takeout that particular night, I come home and I open the door, both of them are jumping on me. I think it's because I have food.
No, it's if you just go,
I know they love me, baby, but they want the food too.
Yeah, but even if you just go down and get gas, because like, let's say we're going on a little drive the next day, you'll go get gas the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you just run out for those 15 minutes, they still greet you at the door.
Oh, they do.
Even when he doesn't walk in with food is my point.
No, I get it, but they're a lot happier when I got food.
A lot happier with food. Yeah.
Dogs have that super sniffer where they can sense things, I believe, like 20 times greater than a human nose. So, but yeah, they're like family. They are family. They're not like family. They are family. At least for us, and probably for many people out there. Question 9, baby. Have you seen dogs help people through difficult emotional periods or stressful times in relationships?
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Have you seen dogs help people through difficult emotional periods or stressful times in relationships?
Well, yeah, I think it's in relationships and individually.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know when I was in the hospital, my main priority was to get home for my dogs. I was not going to go anywhere else unless I came home for my dogs. That was my top priority, nothing else.
But you knew I was taking care of them in the meantime, and I always take care of them anyway.
Absolutely, but it's one of those things I have to have my eyes on it to believe it.
No, I get it, and they're your dogs. You're the original owner. I just inherited them when you moved in. But the bottom line is that you've got someone you can trust that takes care of your dogs just as good as you do, and always have.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think I just go overboard by being so overly protective of them, even like more than you at times. Which
because I know them. I know them so well.
Yeah.
I know what I can handle. I could absolutely go for a walk and take Buster on a leash, and I could handle him. But I would need Eli to take Bochi because Bochi is strong, and I just don't have that muscle strength yet to control him.
Do you remember when we first started dating?
Oh, yeah.
Bochi took me down. We went to a park in your area, and I took a second where I was holding Bochi and I was looking at my phone, and you told me, put that away, he's going to take you. And Bochi saw another dog, and I was holding on to him, and he took me down.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of scraped my knee. It wasn't hurt. It was just a little scrape. It healed up, not a big deal. But man, that dog took me down, 45 pounds. I'm like, oh, geez. Okay. At that point, I was like, respect. Now I get it. And I'll tell you, we've got 2 collars on him. Usually, like, Bochi is strong. You need to be able to control him if other dogs are around without choking him, because if you try to hold a dog back too much, you're going to be
Right. Yeah. Right on the trach.
Yeah. You gotta be able to restrain them. A harness works really well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make sure you're not, sometimes you may have to use a collar. They call these collars chokers and stuff like that. They're not necessarily, they're not to choke your dog, but what happens is it basically will give him that effect. So
what it does is when they pull, it goes like it pokes them. So they feel the poke and they don't want to pull as much. They pull back.
Right. And perfectly safe. And that's the way, but even then, you got to be real careful because you don't want to choke your dog to the point of where it causes serious issues, right? You got to be very, I am very protective of them. So 2 collars, harness, holding them from the back and the front. And so I've learned how to manage that big dude when we go out and bring him wherever we go. Sometimes we have to take him to the vet or get shots, vaccinations and all that.
Yeah, and we had to get a harness for Buster. When I would walk, when I'd walk him, and
he would slip.
He would come right out of the neck collar and run. So I had to buy a harness for him.
He's a fast little dog. Like Bochi's fast. This little dude is like the sprinter. He's like, who was that? Who was that guy back in the days? Carl Lewis. You remember Carl Lewis?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was mentioning like Bochi as a protector. Down at the bottom of our yard, they've been doing construction down there for a while. And so they're replacing the fence. And one day I took Bochi out and there happened to be a deer in the yard. So he ran towards the deer. And then when he got to the fence that was open, he stopped, sat there, and guarded the house. He didn't go further. He just sat at the fence and said, you don't live here. No squatters in my backyard. But that's, I don't fear he's going to run away as much as he's just going to maybe get hit by a car. That's my biggest fear.
Carl Lewis is 64 years old. Carl Lewis was the man. I'll tell you, man, Carl Lewis, man. That's how Buster is, man. He's fast like Carl Lewis was, Anyway, all right, we have one more question, babe. Question 10, then break time. If a couple is going through a rough patch, can caring for a dog together help them reconnect? You have to think about that?
Yes and no.
Ooh.
I say yes, because you could kind of create a situation like you're co-parenting. You could, have something like that, and then it could help the relationship. Or like in my case, during my relationship and divorce, like he wasn't even thinking about the dog. Dog had nothing to do with it. Just like his kids had nothing to do with it and how they'd be affected. So, I mean, that's just the difference in like me as an animal person and him not. So that's why I'm saying yes and no.
Yeah, I think dogs to a certain extent can keep things calm and lasting longer. I'll say this, I've had several relationships in the past where my ex-girlfriends had dogs. And even when I could sense the relationship starting to go the other way, the dogs kind of kept me grounded and kept me around longer. And that's not happening with us. We're good. Different story. When you find the one, when you find the one. But yeah, dogs have helped me get through rough patches. Even when I was growing up, we had Leon, Leon. He was an 80-pound, half German Shepherd, half Temper Wolf. I was 12 years old when we got him. My dad got him. And I would go have conversations with him after, going to school, being teased at school, being bullied at school, dealing with all the things that kids deal with when growing up. You go and you hang out with your dog. There's like no better feeling than that. It's like a liberating feeling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so they definitely have helped me get through many rough patches, and they continue. And your dogs have been amazing. I'll tell you this: having these dogs have made. I love you. We'd still be together. Don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
But having these two dogs in our relationship has tremendously, tremendously helped our relationship, enhanced our relationship, kept things calmer. And, I'm not saying I would be a crazy guy. I'm not a crazy person. But they have helped me stay regulated.
Yeah.
And I think dogs are really, really great at helping people stay regulated. Anything else you want to add to that before we take the first break? Before you go on
No,
break?
I think we said it all.
Okay, we are at 1 hour and 1 minute. Perfect. All right, so let me turn off the camera here real quick. Dawn's going to step away and take her break, and then when she comes back, we've got 3 amazing Reddit postings, all from the same subreddit, which is pretty cool. While she's on break, let me remind each and every one of you, if you're listening to us on the audio-only podcast networks such as Apple, Spotify, Amazon's Music, my lady's favorite iHeartRadio, Amazon's Audible, YouTube's Music, or any of the other many not as popular or not as well-known audio-only podcast sites. If you're listening to us audio-only and you'd like to check out the video version of our podcast, which is basically the same thing, including video. We actually rip the audio from the video recording for the audio only podcast. Go below the description about halfway down, and you'll see the link to the video. That'll take you back. That'll redirect you to our main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. GNA is short for Genuine Networking Association. When you go there, please subscribe. Bang the bell and select all notifications so you don't miss anything. Then while you're, watching that video, if you go up in the description section, a couple lines down, you'll see the link to GNA2, a Genuine Live Personal Development, which is our live streaming channel, where I typically, go live, if not every day, almost every day. Lately, I've taken many days off for many reasons, but we're going to be getting back on track to doing, 5 to 7 pieces of content per week on that channel. I do Walking with Purpose streams live from my walks at the park or on a trail or wherever I'm walking that day. Sometimes Dawn joins me. Sometimes Dawn and I do Driving with Purpose while we're on the road. Sometimes Dawn and I will do On the Couch with Dawn and Eli. Sometimes I'll do a live stream in the studio here, a similar video and audio like you would see on the video version of this podcast. Sometimes Dawn will join me in the studio. Sometimes I'll, go live on my own. Sometimes we'll have guests. There's a lot going on. And you're going to want to subscribe to us on both of our YouTube channels if you're finding out about us through the audio-only podcast network. And now you know how to do that. I'm just looking at the screen here on the video version on YouTube. If you're listening to us audio only, you're going to want to go below that description section and click the link so you can see this picture of our dogs, Bochi and Buster. And it says, Bochi and Buster, the 2 greatest dogs in the world. And they truly are. I mean, I think everybody feels their dogs are the greatest in the world. And you should feel that your dogs are the greatest in the world. Dawn is just stepping back into the podcast studio here. I was just showing people the picture again because, we turn off the camera while you're on break. And look, it says Bochi and Buster. Do you see how I did that font for you, baby? Look at that nice pink, purplish font, and it says Bochi and Buster in cursive, and then below it says the two greatest dogs in the world.
Yes, they
Well,
are.
I used to go around singing that song, and every now and then I still
The Bochi?
Bochi and but the two greatest dogs in the world. Bochi and
When
Buster.
he gets stuck on a song, it goes on for like a week, and I'm just at the end of the week, I'm like, already.
Should I put the camera back on?
Yeah. I'm like, already, let's choose another song for you to sing this week.
Yeah. I get stuck on stupid at times, but at least I admit it. It's all good.
We all
but
do.
They are. We love these dogs. They are the two greatest dogs in the world. They drive me crazy at times. They're a lot of work. You gotta constantly clean up and other things. But you know what? I wouldn't want it any other way. And I think it's the same thing for Don. All right. So, welcome back. For the second half of the show, we're going to look at what people on Reddit are saying about dogs and emotional well-being in relationships. Reddit is interesting because it's one of the few places where people are brutally honest about their experiences. Sometimes the answers are funny, sometimes they're surprisingly deep. And today, we're looking at 3 discussions where people talk about how dogs affect their mental health and relationships. You ready for that, baby?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's go ahead and switch on over to the browser screen here. And all 3 of these are from the subreddit r/dogs. That's the subreddit. Discussion. The original poster title. So the original poster's title is, anyone else find the unconditional love you get from your dog to be really therapeutic? Hits me right in the feels.
All the feels. This must be a woman.
Huh?
I said it must be a woman.
Maybe, I can't tell. Their avatar is a paw print.
Yeah.
So I do find the unconditional love from these dogs to be very therapeutic. And other dogs that I've been around through past relationships or even my dog growing up, same thing. They've all been very, very therapeutic. Very therapeutic. Anything else you want to add to that?
No.
So let me read this in a way that's YouTube friendly.
Oh.
I was in a self-harm situation. I'm not going to say the S word. This person says, I was in a self-harm situation, so I adopted a mini dachshund or Dachshund.
That's what you got.
That's like it's spelled like Dachshund, but it's Dachshund.
Yeah.
I adopted a mini Dachshund, which I guess Buster's in the middle. A mini Dachshund is going to be under 10 pounds.
Yes.
A middle-sized Dachshund, between a mini and a full-size one, is around 15 pounds. Buster, he's technically more of a mini, but he's a big mini Dachshund. Right?
Yeah.
And then the bigger ones can go 30, 35 pounds, right? They're not as big as Bochi.
It's almost like there's a cross somewhere in there because these dogs naturally don't get that big, I don't think. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well, I've read about it. The Dachshunds, the larger ones can go up to 30, 35 pounds, I believe. But anyway, and it was the best decision. It is nice to have a little innocent spirit to help along, guide, and protect. He saves me from focusing on my faults.
You know what? I think a lot of times they can help because it gives you a responsibility that you can't go and move away from. You know, you have to be there for your animal, just like you have to be there for your family, for your children, for your friends.
Right.
So when self-harm is included, I do believe absolutely animals in general can really help in that situation.
Absolutely. Then another person commenting states, I hope you're doing a lot better mentally. And someone else writes, I have to second this. I would without doubt not be alive anymore. I'm using certain words. If not for my dog. Of course, they must be cared for. Walking is great for your mental health as it is theirs.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I still have episodes of depression, but it is so much better with my little guy.
Yep. I think that's one of the things that have saved one of my friends that were there that day. I think you know who I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about. It's a guy, and his name starts with an A.
Yes.
We're just going to say that. See, I'm not doxing your friends, baby.
Yes, good job. We're learning.
I'm using my head finally, baby.
Yeah.
I have to second this. Oh, I already read that. Okay. Oh, thank you very much. I am. So that person is doing mentally better. That is good. The person that made the posting says, I have an anxiety disorder and I got a Dachshund to help me out. Turns out he has major anxiety too. Still love him though. Like Bochi's got major anxiety, and I call it angst because he abbreviates
Oh, that's
everything.
so funny. It's like, okay, I'm totally going to buy you to help my anxiety. And that dog has more anxiety than you. That's funny. That's like karma right there.
Absolutely. And then somebody said, thank you for the award. Then another comment was deleted. I also have been saved by a Dachshund. That's great. Boy or girl? Didn't answer that. Then someone else says, I seriously hope the little friend I'll adopt this year will have the same effect on me. All the best to the two of you. Absolutely. My doxy got me through a really rough time as well. I was a sophomore in college and I had fallen out with the only friend I had made my freshman year. I became almost entirely isolated and only went out to go to class or to get groceries. My parents suggested that I take the family dog, Daisy, that's a great name for a dog, like Daisy Duke, to live with me for the semester. While I still rarely went out, she helped me feel less lonely. Fast forward to the next year, and Daisy helped me meet the woman who will become my wife in 4 months. What do you think about that, baby?
Wonderful. Wonderful. I mean, it's something, I think it's a great icebreaker for a relationship when it starts, is like for that other person to meet your dog and see that experience and see how that is going to go. And, I mean, Bochi, like we said, he's protective. So maybe your first initial, what do I want to say? The first time you confront, I don't want to say that, or come together with Bochi, he will be on edge. He has to read that personality, and dogs are really good for that. They're good to let you know when you might be around too much chaos.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Yes, my dog was at the vet today for surgery, and I literally wandered around my house for 20 minutes around 5 because nobody was bugging me for a walk, and I felt lost.
Right?
That can happen.
Yeah.
Right? That can happen. And when you were in the hospital for a couple of weeks, the dogs were walking around looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying, what you do with my mama? But she was like, where's my mama at? Where's my mama, bald man?
What'd you do?
What'd you do to my mama? Well, your mama has done those things to herself, buddy, and she's trying to take care of herself. Okay? Well,
Yeah.
the seizure, she couldn't, that just happened. She couldn't control that. But anyway, Bochi was looking for you. He was looking for you. And then after 3 or 4 days, because you were in for 2 weeks that time with the 3 cluster seizures, he finally just realized, okay, this is the way things are. And then you came back 2 weeks later and he was so happy. He was
so
ecstatic.
Happy.
He was so ecstatic. And you played with him all day. It
brings tears to my eyes. It's just, and they say that when you come home, even if you're just out for an hour or something, they literally feel as if they've been abandoned. So when you come home, they're excited. They're jumping around. They're trying to
Right.
like interact with you so much because they're so happy
Oh, absolutely.
you came back.
They're glad that you came back. Okay. Dude, I get that. My guy is day 6 post-op, and I have to sedate him to keep him from ripping his stitches. I normally get annoyed after a few hours with how he will never stop playing fetch, and now I'm counting down the days until he can play fetch again. Also, best of luck for your pup's surgery. Yeah, I mean, you see how much these dogs mean to these people?
Yeah, people are like willing to spend whatever they can to save their animal. You know, people get insurance just like they would for themselves, because their health is just as important as ours.
Absolutely. Sorry. These allergies are at the highest they've practically ever been lately.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why I kind of am raspy and coughing, because it's just constant drainage.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Oh, of course. Main reason why I got my pup was to have a companion for life. There is something so special about the relationship between a dog and its owner. Today I was driving to the grocery store, and Cora, my girl, was sitting in the passenger seat just observing the world around her. It was raining with cars passing, and she seemed so content to be with me on my errands. In that moment, I patted her on the head, and I started to tear up. I love her so much, and I know she loves me too. I mean, that just goes without saying. I mean, that speaks for itself. I mean, I don't even know what more I could add to that, because I think that's the same way most dog owners feel about their dogs, huh?
Yeah. When Bochi was a puppy, he was very good in the car. He would sit in the front seat and just look out at the world. He didn't bark at a lot of people. But I mean, right now, he would literally bark at Mother Teresa. You know, I mean, it's just, it's so crazy. I would walk him at that part, or when I got him, shortly after I got him, my car had broken down, and it was out of commission for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
So those 2 weeks, thankfully, my client that I was working for was within a 15-minute walk, you know? And so every day I walked him to work, and I walked him home, and on my lunch break as well.
Oh, wow.
And so he got a lot of walking in, and I thought he's going to be good. And then it's like he woke up with something up his butt and said, nope, I don't like humans. So, except for my human.
Wow. Very interesting.
Right?
Yeah. Let's read just one more, and then we'll get to the next one here. I have EDS and lumbosis. Not sure what those are. Maybe you do know.
No.
Probably some disorder or something. Somehow, my lab, who is also a therapy dog, has learned to cuddle with me at night in a way that allows me to support my lower back so I don't wake up in total pain. So it's probably back pain or something like that. Does he have to sleep all night in that one position under the covers? No, we have a huge bed. We have a huge bed too. The thing is, it's a California king size bed. That's the biggest bed you can get. And between Bochi, you, and Buster, you take up 80% of the bed.
Well, think about it. It was just the three of us in the bed before, and we had a queen size for the three of us.
They're used to it.
And yeah, and I mean, we all fit on that queen size fine.
No, I know. I'm just.
I know, but I've noticed. You're right. Adding another person in there,
even with
really
the bigger bed,
messes with their head.
It does. But anyway, it's all good.
I do want to mention. So I don't know if this is going to come up, but dogs. We have a lot of emotional support dogs out there. You see those a lot. But these dogs are also so brilliant because they are walking around with humans that have critical diseases.
Right.
That these dogs have actual senses for. to warn the person that something's happening. It's just amazing.
It is.
It really is.
They pick up on it naturally. They do. Okay. Let's see. Does he have to sleep all night in that one position under the covers? No, we have a huge bed. Do I strongly think he understands he is helping me and does it out of love? Yes. I can't come up with any other reason he has chosen that single rolled up position for 8 hours a night besides understanding I hurt and he doesn't want me to. He is my certified best boy. Yeah. I mean, that's what our dogs do. That's what dogs do. They want to be there with you. They also feel safer when they're around you.
Yeah, sometimes I'll lay on my side and my knees are bent and Buster goes in between my knees, like on the back side. So I feel him on my calf and my inner thigh there, or outer thigh. And that's where he's comfortable. And I'm comfortable because I can sleep comfortably and I feel him right there. So right there, I know we're both safe. He knows we're both safe. And then Bochi is right down on his bed, right next to the couch.
Right.
And so we are all there at night watching TV together. And then, in the bed, it's the same thing. Eli and I will start off right next to each other. And next thing we know, Buster's like wiggled his way in between
and
us.
Bochi is right behind me where my feet go. And so I'm literally curled up in one corner and just trying to hang on before falling out. It's all good. We get used to it and we figure it out. But anyway, let's go to the next one here. That was interesting. All right. This next one, same subreddit, r/dogs. The original poster's title is the discussion again. Dog owners with anxiety. Has owning a dog helped with that?
I think so, but I also think that there's only so much a dog can do. Sometimes you're just out of it. You're just down the rabbit hole. It's like
you love that phrase lately, down the rabbit hole, huh?
I guess so. I don't know. It's just been coming to mind. I've been thinking about a lot of people going down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
So.
Let's see. They state, my boyfriend and I have been thinking of getting a dog for a while now because we love dogs. I grew up with several of them. My boyfriend didn't, but has always wanted one. And we also both have anxiety issues. I was wondering if anyone has gotten a dog to help with that. If so, has it been effective and in what ways? Would you say it has improved your overall quality of life? Also, does anyone have an actual certified emotional support dog? How do you know if your dog qualifies? And is that certification process difficult? I've heard different things about it. And is there any training required for the dog? If it is just anxiety versus I know service dogs have to go through training to help with specific issues. You know a lot of the answers to this, babe. Go ahead.
Like I was saying before, the emotional support animal can be there for anxiety. It can also be there for illness. A lot of times when people have like low blood sugar, the dog will sense that and they'll do certain thing to make you know you have to do your sugar. And that's where, yes, there has to be some training involved. The dogs have it instinctively. They just need to know what they're looking for right now and have that communication and understand that between dog and owner.
Right.
I've known several people. One gentleman, he had a lot of social anxiety.
Ooh.
Going out and being around people.
The dog helps.
Oh my God, the dog helped him so much.
Dogs get all the chicks' attention. Like if you're struggling to meet a woman in the real world,
get a dog, a puppy.
You get a dog, and the women will come to you. You still have to be able to carry a conversation with the woman, but at least the dog will open the door for you.
Yes,
to the
absolutely.
Woman, figuratively speaking.
Like I said, deal breaker. It's an absolute deal breaker. If you don't like my dogs, you don't get me.
I get you.
Word to your mother.
Yeah. Word to your mother. That's right. I remember that.
God, we're so old.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's read this here and we can do some commentary along the way. This is pretty long, this first comment here. All right. Let me tell you a story about my dog and my mental health issues. Okay.
Let's go.
Atlas has been the best thing ever for my severe generalized anxiety, bipolar disorder, and obsessive compulsive tendencies. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's a handful right there. No disrespect intended. He has provided me more companionship, love, support, and understanding than anything else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He has stayed by my side no matter how horrible I've been. I love him more than anything. When I can't get out of bed, I do because someone has to feed him. I'm never lonely because he is always there. However, it is not all sunshine and rainbows. Before we get to the next paragraph, go ahead, babe.
Of course, nothing is ever sunshines, rainbows, and unicorns. Come on, people. You're living in a fantasy world in a Disney movie. What do you think? You know, yeah, your dogs are going to make messes. They're going to destroy things. Dogs chew. They chew socks. They chew shoes. You know, there's a lot of things that you need to train your dog for.
Right.
So you have to have a lot more patience
You
with
have a
the
lot
animals.
of patience. Oh man, you gotta have and you gotta start to learn to accept that things are gonna break with dogs around. Things are gonna get scratched. There are gonna be accidents, pee accidents, poo accidents. You train them as best you can. You have to learn to accept it. That comes with the territory. Amen.
And that's where the training comes in. You don't have to accept the behavior if you train them properly.
But even the most well-behaved dogs have accidents at times.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about an accident.
You have to learn to accept that.
Yeah, I'm talking about like if your dog chews up your shoes, like you make a point to make that a big deal as a no.
Right.
And then they eventually will start. But you have to be consistent. You can't take those puppy dog eyes and get all soft.
Absolutely.
And that's he has a problem with that with me. Because sometimes I will just lose my brain because they're barking so much and like all he wants to do is give me a kiss and I'll snap and I'll be like, stop it. And then like this morning, Eli grabbed Buster from behind, and he just wanted to pick him up from behind. And he just freaked out on you. It's like you almost scared him.
That's because you were right near me and he was trying to come to you and he snapped at me, but he didn't bite me or anything. It's like...
No, but his reaction was like, oh, okay, I hear you, dog.
Yeah, it's all good, you know. It's like, I love Buster. He's all good.
Yeah, we all love Buster.
He's sleeping on your lap right now. All right, let's continue here. We're at 1 hour and 28 minutes. Getting a puppy was unbelievably anxiety-inducing. I would wake up in the middle of the night sobbing because I was afraid I wasn't going to be the dog mom he needed me to be. Oh, that's some extreme anxiety. This person really... Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I understand if you're pregnant and you're having a kid, but no, I mean, yes, it's an important responsibility to take. But yeah, that's kind of excessive.
Yeah. It sounds like her anxiety. I think this is a female. This person's anxiety and depression and bipolar, whatever it was all that stuff. I think this is a female. Is stemming over to having a dog. And the point of having a dog is to lessen all of that. It seems like her getting a dog has given her more of the anxiety and OCD, depression, and all that stuff, because now she's saying, I not only have to take care of myself, I got to take care of my dog. Well, you take care of your dog, and then it's going to give you the therapy that you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. I would get overwhelmed with the ankle biting and the training. I would get frustrated and then anxious that things were not going right. Most of all, though, I was afraid that I was going to fail him. That's the thing right there. You have to think positive. You have to think, good thoughts, anxiety or not. Okay. You've got to think positive or everything in your life's going to fail.
Yeah, I can see women maybe being up at night worrying about, like, if they're pregnant and they're going to have a baby, worrying, am I going to be a good mom? That's a different story than sitting up worrying if you're going to be a good dog mom. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate for her.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. Unfortunate it is. All right. All of that aside, 4 days ago, I hit a hardcore depressive episode from bipolar. The stars aligned and Atlas has Giardia. What is Giardia? Along with several other issues resulting in epic diarrhea. So along with a depressive episode, I was waking up every 2 hours of the night to poop him.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he'd rattle his crate, I wanted to scream. I would come. What is she feeding this dog that he has massive diarrhea all the time?
Yeah, you're going to have to look at his diet and take him to a vet, make sure there's no gastro, intestinal issues.
You got to take him in. You got to take him in and get him checked out. But if that wasn't happening and started happening, that is a poor diet.
Well, and it's a sign that the dog doesn't like what's happening.
Like we used to give every now and then, we would give a double cheeseburger, like half a double cheeseburger to Bochi and Buster. And after Bochi had his issues with pooping one time, which we think it was probably just a fluke during that time, but the vet said, don't feed him that stuff anymore. You want him to live a long, healthy life. We haven't given them any human food since. We get them specially formulated dog treats and stuff like that can replicate human food processed specifically for dogs, but you really don't want to give him human food at all if you can help it.
Yeah, the only thing I continue to give him is salmon.
Oh, salmon is fine.
That's the only thing is I will give them salmon or the salmon skin off of my fish.
Salmon is actually very healthy for them. I'm sure that a lot of the fresh pet dog food has actual real salmon in there. That's one of the exceptions, but typically you don't want to give them processed. The last thing you want to give dogs, the last thing we should be eating as humans are processed foods.
Yeah.
But at least our bodies can at least a little better digest them, even though we shouldn't be eating them. The dogs were not made to process any type of processed foods, human processed foods.
Yeah.
Let alone us. But again,
Mm-hmm.
So we just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I really freaked out the last time when Bochi wouldn't poop for 2 or 3 days. We took him to the vet. We paid some money there, and he still had not pooped. After going to the vet for a couple of days, we were going to take him to the emergency over the weekend and spend $2 more grand. And remember, we showed up at the emergency vet, and Bochi went and took a nice dump right in the front, by the front door of the emergency vet. The emergency vet, I mean. And we picked up the poop, and we said, hey, we're going
Let's go home.
Thank you for saving me $2 grand, buddy. Love you. You're healthy. You're safe. And sorry.
It's almost like he was testing us. He's like, how far will you go to get me help?
Maybe so. And at that point, I was like, okay, you're never getting double cheeseburger again. And he gave me sad look. Because I like Bochi voice. I like double cheeseburgers from McDonald's with no pickle. I don't like pickle. He doesn't like pickles.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't. You like pickles.
I love pickles.
Yeah,
but you know what? Dogs typically don't like pickled things. I don't think they like the vinegar.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So along with a depressive episode, I was waking up every 2 hours of the night to poop him. Whenever he'd rattle his crate, I wanted to scream. I would come home and he would have broken out of his crate, and I would have to clean up the poop mess while I was already fucking exhausted from being depressed and having to go through my daily life. He still needs all the things he normally does, even though I am down. Well, if you're at that level of depression to the point of where you can't even take care of your dog properly, or it irritates you, then I think this person needs more help than she's getting. I think she needs like a psychiatric evaluation or something like that. She probably already had one, but I mean, maybe she needs to be, maybe she needs to check herself into some institute for a while. This sounds pretty severe to me.
It does.
Because dogs typically will do the opposite effect.
Well, yeah, and that's when it becomes a scary situation, because then people tend to abuse the dog because the dog is doing something wrong in their eyes, when the dog is just doing whatever they can to survive. They can't control that, We can potty train them to let us know when they have to go out, but sometimes, even humans, sometimes we can't control what comes out of our bodies and how fast it does.
Right.
So, and they don't have a toilet to run to. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
When you gotta go, exactly. And I'm so glad Bochi went right before we walked into the emergency pet hospital, because that saved us $2,000. Like, I would have spent it. Listen, when it comes to saving a life or medical stuff, yeah, but if you can prevent it and fix the issue before you have to pay the big bucks, even better. Oh man, that was Jesus, man, I'll tell you. Yeah. Let's see here. He still needs all the things he normally does, even though I am down. He is not the type to just know when I'm upset and snuggle. He does snuggle, but not like that. It has been fucking hard. It sounds like this person has some serious...
The dog is picking up on the anxiety.
Right.
Hugely. Bochi is not a big cuddler. He's very much of, I will sit here next to you, but I'm not going to I don't know. It's just, he's just there.
He hangs out with me. I think he's really started to enjoy bonding with me. Because he's trying to show you that he accepts me. And Bochi, when I first met him, wanted to rip my head off. I remember when I came to your place the first time and I saw the beware of dog sign, and, he wanted to jump over the fence and come and get me. But
I had to do that because, so there was a home, it was a home, and in the backyard, a in-law unit.
Yeah.
And, so then we had the fence to go into the backyard, but we had a porch out front for all deliveries. Well, one of the male people came over to my side and got scared because Bochi jumped up and started barking at her. So she made a complaint, and they said that I needed to put that sign up just to cover our butts.
Yeah.
Because...
Oh, you always put beware of dog signs up. Always.
Yeah.
You got to always do that. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. I'm lucky that my LDR SO came 2 days ago and has been caring for both of us. So that must mean...
a social worker.
Okay. Today I slept roughly 15 hours because I'm just so effing tired and I can't help it. He took care of him. Sometimes the animal isn't enough and will actually hurt your mental health. Don't get me wrong. I love him more than anything in the universe. And any other week, the diarrhea would be unpleasant, but not game breaking. Any other week, the depression would be terrible, but not unmanageable. However, it happened this week, both of them together. And it's terrible. I'm trying to not swear as much. I'm lucky that I had someone to call, but it can hurt as well as help. Well, Wow, this person has a lot of mental and emotional, psychological
Maybe
issues.
even commitment issues.
Yeah, I mean, holy Moses, baby. Holy Moses. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Go ahead. What do we have left?
Let me see. We are at 1 hour and 40 minutes. Let's read one more. And then the response to the original post before we get to the last one here. Boo-doop, boop, boo-doop, 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 boo. I think dogs are beneficial in some ways. They help you set routines, force you to leave your house and go outside daily, and give you companionship, of course. Well, that's the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? However, a dog can also be very anxiety-inducing. Well, of course, they mimic you. Like Bochi is a spitting image of you. Go ahead.
Children do it too.
Absolutely. And
children will act up when the parents are fighting.
They replicate you. They replicate your behavior.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If you already struggle with routines, leaving the house and so on, having a dog can actually make you more anxious because now you have to do so, increasing the stress levels of those activities. A dog is also an independent-minded living animal who has needs of its own and its own problems. Well, I take away all of their problems. I make all the problems here my problems because I take
and
all
that's
that.
what I was going to say. He takes everything on, and then he's like, "Okay, I have to do this. I have my routine in the morning. Then I got to start working for like 2 hours, and then I got to handle a couple more things, and then I could work a little while, and then I got to walk and figure out what we're going to have for dinner."
You know why I do that? Because it makes me happy to make your life and the dog's lives easy. I love that. I love that.
Yes, I love that too.
Thank you.
I would just love to be able to help you just a little.
You help me whenever you
take
can.
a little off your plate.
You have done that. You do that without saying. Like you have done that. Like, but for me, this is just the kind of person I am, even outside of a relationship, but especially when I'm in one. You know, I love to make it. I like to simplify everything as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if I can take on a little more load and get it done maybe a little quicker, a little more efficiently, effectively, however, like I have a system, right? And make your life, the dog's lives easier, that makes me very happy.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, where did we leave off? For instance, what would happen if your dog ended up being severely aggressive towards other dogs or had other behavioral problems like separation anxiety? Well, they do have that. A lot of dogs have that. It's a natural tendency. You got to be careful. You have to acclimate them to being around other animals. You have to train them. You got to treat them like they're your kids. You got to get to know your dogs. And I know what Bochi can and can't handle. I know when we put Bochi in the car, I know that I've got to have a leash on him. I got to hold him even while driving, and Don holds him because he tries to steer the car. He tries to come be the pilot of the car.
Mm-hmm.
He and then if there's any dog, animal, or human being walking on the sidewalk, he tries to bark through the window of the car.
Mm-hmm.
I know how Bochi, you learn to understand your dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You learn to understand what makes them tick, what makes them react, and you're proactive on it. You know I am. I've learned how to manage things with you, with Buster, with Bochi, all three of you in the car at the same time. Holy Moses, man. This is like remember those Southwest airline commercials? They used to say, "Want to get away?" When I have all three of you in the car, and if we're like on the freeway for a while, and I got to, oh my God, help me. But I love all of you. I still try to protect all of you and then try to make sure I pilot the car home safely. So we make it home safely. Like your Grandma Safely.
Yes, Grandma Safely.
I love that name. That's like my favorite. That is such a cool last name. Anyway, I'm sorry you hate when I do that. Let's see. What if your dog gets sick and needs expensive treatment? Besides that, I think the sheer daily responsibility of having a living creature depending on you can be really stressful. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an added expense. And you can't help it if your dog gets sick sometimes. That's just natural. But there are things you can do to prevent certain things from happening. And that's like feeding them human food. You're doing more damage than you are good. So those are the things that you kind of have to think about with an animal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, yes, they're like having children, but you don't treat them the same way as children. They have their own way to be managed by humans.
Well,
adults.
I do treat these dogs like they're our kids. But,
so do I, but you know what I'm saying.
The thing is, dogs need a little different level of care than kids do.
Yes.
There's a little bit of a different way of handling their care than you would with a kid, right? But it's similar in nature. Like you're caring for something. One's just an animal and one's a human being, right? They're both living creatures, right? But you feed them differently. You got to walk them, there's a few different things, but you get the point, right? Last paragraph here, then we'll get to the last one. We're at 1 hour and 46 minutes here. Great show, huh?
Yeah.
I would also think about your specific needs and how you think a dog would help with them. I would also think about how you could handle both things going very wrong and the daily responsibility of a dog. For the ESA thing on planes, if you get a dog, I honestly just recommend a toy breed that could fit on an airline, no letters needed. Even if you end up getting a diagnosis from your psychiatrist to avoid pet fees, airlines are cracking down, so why not get a dog whose size is likely to always be allowed? Okay, I mean, yeah, when you get a dog, think about your specific needs. Some people want a smaller dog. Some people can handle a smaller dog. Some people can handle any size dog. I don't think I would really want a 100+ pound shepherd right now. Later on in life, of course, dogs have a lifespan, and we don't want to see these guys go, but eventually their time will come. At that point, maybe get like another 70, 80 pound shepherd or something. We'll figure it out at that point.
I think I think golden retrievers and labs are very good service animals.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that little dogs carry a lot of energy and anxiety that probably will add to, just like that person said.
Yeah.
So I find the larger dogs calming because they're not yapping in my face.
Yeah, like Buster, I get it. He's yappy and he wants your attention all the time. Bochi is just very, very chill with you.
Sometimes I'll just go lay on his bed with him down there like you do, and just snuggle him, and he doesn't even move.
I bought him the largest extra large Great Dane bed. Even though the Great Danes are over 100 pounds, I wanted to get the biggest bed for Bochi, and Bochi will sit on it at one side, and there's still plenty of room for Don to go on there, and for Buster. Go bigger, go home. Pretty much, go big or go home.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Let me just read one more from the original poster here. Let me see. These are all really good points. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it seem like we are hermits that never leave the house. I just meant we tend to get lazy on the weekends, and this could inspire us to do more outdoor activities, parks, hikes, dog beaches, etc., and work it into our routines. But we'll definitely be considering all the other issues you brought up. We probably won't be getting a dog until at least the end of the year, so we have some time to do proper research and think about everything. Thanks for the feedback. That was a really nice response there, and I really love it when you see Reddit communities like this that are not drama centric and they're there to just truly help people and share their experiences. Go ahead.
And yeah, that's a good thing to research the different dogs so you can find the type that actually suits your needs. Like I'm saying, I don't think a little dog would suit my needs, but I wouldn't just run out and get a dog without planning.
But you love little Buster.
But I planned him still.
Right.
We had our own lady that we get the litters and pick the dogs from. So, no, I mean, it's just, and give yourself time. Prep your home. Start a routine. Try to acclimate yourself to having somebody else that you're responsible for. And I think that transition will go much smoother.
Okay, we're at 1 hour and 50 minutes. Let's get to the last one here real quick, and then we'll start wrapping this up. We're doing great on time here. This last posting, once again, is from the subreddit r/dogs, and the original poster's title is the discussion again. For those who are married or in relationships, how did getting a puppy change things for you guys? Now, you got Bochi as a puppy and Buster as a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
How did that change things?
Well, I got Bochi when I was single. It was between the abusive relationship and then the next one before you.
Okay.
So it was just Bochi and I. And like we said, my daughter has his brother dog, whatever. What had happened is the guy my daughter was dating at the time, her father, it was the owner of the mother. And then she comes home, knocked up, has the babies, the puppies, but he didn't expect it. He doesn't want it. He didn't want to sell them. He wanted just to find them good homes. And so Ashley's like, I'll take one. I'm like, I'll take one. My friend Cheryl's like, I'll take one. It's like we just, basically that whole litter we just took. And free of charge.
So the dog was in heat, and he never thought of getting the dog spayed.
I guess maybe now the dog is, but I don't know.
I'm sure he spayed the dog afterwards, right? Spayed is for the females and neutered is the males, right?
Yes. Yeah. And so yeah. Forgot where I was going.
You don't spay that B word, you know what the female dog is.
Yeah, let's just go back to Bob Barker and to remember.
Help control the pet population.
Yeah.
Have your pet spayed or neutered today. That's what Bob would say at the end of the price.
Yes,
right?
Yes. And just if you decide to actually breed a dog, you should be talking to your vet consistently, making sure your dog is healthy enough. Because a lot of these dogs that you will have that you breed consistently, sometimes the genealogy gets a little confused and mixed up. And so you really want to get purebred, get papers if you can. I could get papers on Buster. I don't feel it's necessary. Mm-hmm. Bochi is a mutt of all mutts. He has almost everything in him. And so
Corgi,
Pit, Lab, and another smaller dog.
Okay.
Can't remember. I think it started with an M, but I cannot remember.
Bochi almost kind of looks close to like a golden retriever or something.
No, he doesn't.
He's not golden. He
actually looks Pit-like to me.
Oh, okay.
Because he has that wider eye span.
No, he has the same jaw structure and face structure as my half German Shepherd, half Temperate Wolf did. So he's a very strong dog. But, pit bulls, they typically have the wider faces.
And the necks.
His neck is that's what it is. His neck is probably like a pit bull. He has a very strong neck. Like when he starts to bark, you can feel how strong when he gets tense. Oh my God, that dog is so strong. Anyway, let's continue here. 1 hour and 54 minutes. My wife and I are very seriously considering getting our first puppy in the next month or so, and I am just scared for how things might change. We are both dog people and are very much on board for the care and effort that this is going to take. But I feel like this isn't going to be that dissimilar from having a child. It'll be easier than having a child because you can leave the dog at home.
Yeah, but you also have to think like really hard. Are you with somebody that's going to stick around for this?
Yeah.
You know, are you really with the love of your life? Are you guys going to be married? It's really hard. You know, I'll just tell you, it is really hard. In my divorce, my ex-husband gave me the dog, just because
he didn't want it.
He didn't want it.
That's plain and simple.
Yeah.
He's not a dog guy.
No, he's not. And, but then with my ex, you know, with Buster, you know, he had 2.5 years of connecting with him and whatnot. And so, I mean, he hasn't visited in a while. At first, it was more frequent, and now it's not. And I think that's how things usually work, you know?
Right.
It's not an uncomfortable situation. The hardest thing about it is managing the times that work for the two of us.
Absolutely. Okay. So how did you maintain intimacy in your relationship while trying to be a good owner to a pup and raise it right to give it the attention it deserves? First of all, that sounds very selfish to me. Sounds like to me you're prioritizing sex as the most important thing in your life, and it can be. It is important, but the bottom line is, well, no. The reason why she's worried, he's worried about, because he wrote this. He's asking, how did you maintain intimacy in your relationship while trying to be a good owner to a pup and raise it right to give it the attention it deserves? He doesn't want to have something additional that's going to take away attention from his marriage. That's not the right way to look at it, especially coming from a man, in my opinion. Like, look, handling a dog is not that difficult. And if you can't handle a dog, then I have to ask, what kind of a man are you?
That could be the red flag, ladies.
What kind of a man are you if you're concerned that having a dog is going to give you less intimate time with your partner?
It makes absolutely no sense.
Zero sense.
I mean,
sounds like an insecure type of man to me, in my opinion. But go ahead. That's just
when Bochi was little, and after I started dating my ex, and Bochi was around, he's an attention-seeking dog. Mm-hmm. And so
I love how you're toning down your language. It's so wonderful. You wanted to say the W word.
Yeah, I did.
You want to say the W word so badly.
I did.
Knew that. I know how you are. I know how I am.
So he would walk around the bed and he would shit as he was like, while we were being intimate. And I'm just like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But it didn't affect anything. I didn't care, you know? It's just, I mean, it shouldn't affect you. If your relationship right there is not strong enough. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Absolutely. And here are a couple of responses to this, and then we're going to wrap it up. This is going to sum it up. I've already gone through this. So nothing really changed that much when my wife and I got our dog as a 4-month-old puppy. From day one, he was created when we left the house and when we went to sleep. After that first year, we started leaving him out of the crate, and it's been smooth sailing. We never had to sacrifice date nights or anything like that because of him. We both agreed that he was not sleeping in our bed, so closing the bedroom door for intimacy was no issue at all. We either boarded him or dropped him off at a sitter when we went out of town, and he handled it just fine. The fact that both of us were on the same page regarding everything helped a lot. Him and his wife, the original poster, they're not on the same page. And I think this guy is struggling to be the man in the relationship. I think his woman is the man in the relationship, and that's just, that dynamic is never going to work out. Never going to work out. But anyway, let's see. in my honest opinion, I am HO. Owning a dog is nowhere near the same as having a child. Dogs don't require nearly the same level of care. That is true to a certain extent.
Yeah, and I don't quite cringe as much with my dog walking in on me than when my kid did.
No, I
You know?
get you. I get that. And the thing is, the difference is you still have to feed your dogs, give them water, right? Make sure that they're healthy, right? Keep them warm, keep them safe, and all that shit. But you can also leave your dogs at home unattended for a few hours while you're gone, or just, if you're going somewhere for 2, 3, 4 hours or so, you can leave them at home, leave them plenty of food and water, and make sure it's, they have plenty of space to walk around and stuff and all that. So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this other person responds and says, honestly, I think this is how dog ownership should be. Having a pet shouldn't mean you need to sacrifice time you don't want to. I just think this guy is a very clingy, needy type of man. And he sees having the dog as a distraction. Maybe his wife is the one that wants to get a dog, so that way the man becomes less needy by spending some time with the dog. You got to let your woman breathe in the relationship. It sounds like this guy is very, very clingy and needy.
This is a very good indication that I wouldn't want to have children with him.
With a guy like that.
With a guy like that.
Oh, yeah. Agreed. I'm just at a loss as to how some people allow a new dog to completely take over their lives. People who say they never leave their dog alone at home are doing a great disservice to the dog and themselves. This is how you end up with a dog that has separation anxiety. Well, they don't like being left home alone. None of them do, but everyone does it. It's normal. And when you come back, they have that high level of oxytocin, right, babe? And they jump on us. That's why I have to have Dawn sit down, because if Bochi jumped on her, Bochi would just take Dawn down, and that's not going to happen. So Dawn has just learned to go sit on the couch and
wait for them to do what they have to do, and then I can get up and like put my purse away and like clean up my stuff. But I have to sit down right away because they're just like, it's mama.
Yeah. So it's all good in the hood. That's pretty much it. Anything else you want to add to that, babe?
I just want to reiterate that dogs can be a very good thing, a blessing in your life. But you have to be serious, because if you're not, that runs into abuse and neglect. And when a dog is abused and neglected, they become defensive and angry, because these humans have not. Dogs are so domesticated now. You're not going to see a dog just running around surviving on its own like you would a wolf, So, make sure you can make that commitment before you have children. That's another really important thing. Butter Brown.
That's the SM7B. SM7B. Speaking to the mic.
Buster. Ow.
Ow.
Ow. I do that bit.
Look at how healthy this guy is. Look at him.
Bobo.
Look at how healthy.
Bobo's taking a nap.
Big floppy ears, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Hi. And see, Bochi's on the screen right there. See the actual Buster. See, Buster, there you are. You're right there on the screen, too. You see that? Oh, that's you right there. You see, that's you right on the screen right there?
I don't care. I want to go back to sleep.
Bochi?
You want to come say goodbye?
Come here. Come here. Come up.
Come on.
Come on up.
Hi, baby doggy. I love you. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. He does like to give kisses.
I'm on the TV.
YouTube.
The TV.
Hi, Bubby. And we got these really great, it's important. Get these really good collars where you can engrave.
Oh, you don't want to show the number there.
Yeah, where you can engrave the name and the phone number of the dog. So they don't lose their little tags because those fall off so easy. This way, and it works. It absolutely works because one time he got out. I was here at Eli's house, and the person from the pet, what are they called? The pet rescue people.
No, that happened at your place.
Yes, but it was when I was here, like staying the night.
Oh, you were staying the night here, and yeah, Butchie got out, and then the animal rescue came and found him.
And they called, and they're like, "Do you know of a Boki?" And I'm like, "You mean Bochi?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, do you live out in this area?"
Bocce.
Or Bocce. Yeah, it's like, does anybody know?
Not everyone knows the Giants and Bruce Bochy, former manager and all that, but it's all good. Yeah. Anyway.
But it did work out because he was able to get a hold of me. I was able to get a hold of my landlord to then bring Boach home, and all is good.
Anyway, you've got your appointment to get to in about 50 minutes, so we should start wrapping this up. Any other final thoughts, baby?
No, baby, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, look, I love dogs. I've always loved dogs. Dogs have made a huge difference in my life. They've made a huge difference in Dawn's life, and they can make a huge difference in your life. They are a responsibility. And it's a pretty big responsibility, but it's a lot easier than you think. And look, if you love these dogs, like what you have to do to take care of them, is not that big of a deal.
It really isn't.
Lay down, buddy. Lay down. Mommy and I have to finish the show. All right. With that being said, baby, it is time to start wrapping this up. All right. You've been listening to the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast. This has been episode number 51, which was titled Dogs Are Very Therapeutic in Relationships. One more time, episode number 51 of the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast was Dogs Are Very Therapeutic in Relationships. Before we get on out of here, one last time, if you're listening to us throughout the audio-only podcast network, we are on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Amazon Music, your very favorite
iHeartRadio, and again, iHeartRadio. One more time, iHeartRadio.
My God, she already knows what I'm going to say, and she just fills in the gap automatically. iHeartRadio, we're also on Amazon's Audible, we're also on YouTube's Music, and we're also on many of the rest of the not as popular or not as well-known audio-only podcast networks. And we've been doing really well. We've had a 400%, near a 400% increase in podcast, downloads or listens over the last month. So thank you for that. God bless all of you. So if you're listening to us audio only, you want to listen to or you want to watch the video version of our podcast, go below in the description halfway down. You'll see the link. That'll redirect you back to our main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. When you're there, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications so you don't miss anything. Then go below in that description of that video. A couple lines down, you'll see the link to GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, where we go live, if not every day, almost every day. With that being said, time to go, baby. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.